just a few more minutes. Hopefully everybody's having a great day today so far. Welcome to those that are already on.
Jamie, what's the weather like in Canada today?
Oh, it's cold. We're doing a snowstorm today. I actually had sessions booked from 8 this morning till 9 tonight, and I've had to cancel all but 2 of the virtual ones.
Oh no.
Yeah, so that's fine. That's all right. That gave me a little bit more time for this and then a little bit more time for my private training session afterwards. So it's all good. We'll get started here in about a minute or so for everybody that's on. Welcome. A few more people coming on. How is it like over there, Jess? Are you nice and warm and cozy?
I'm in North Carolina and we had just a couple inches of snow the other day, but that kind of wreaks havoc on our area. Canada
if you're not
would
used to
laugh
it.
at it.
Absolutely.
Yeah, but today the sun is shining, so all is good in the world again.
I love it. I know Vancouver and Vancouver Island, they got a little bit of snow. Well, I mean, they actually got quite a bit of snow for what they're used to. And yep, it was panic over there. And I'm just laughing. I'm like, we've got like 3 feet of snow. What are you talking about? All right. Welcome, everyone. Welcome to the webinar. I'll start to share my screen here shortly and we'll get the webinar going. I just wanted to say hello and welcome everybody that is here. I'm hoping that you're having a great day and we're just so glad that you're here to join me and Jess today on this fabulous webinar today. That's a little bit different than what we've done before. So I'm actually quite excited about this one. It's for pet professionals and different ways on how to earn CEUs. So I'm just going to share my screen here. There we go. Oh dear. I thought it was at the beginning. There we go. So our webinar today is God Zoom Fatigue, Get PACCC without staring at a screen. So for the next little bit, we're going to be watching it, but moving forward, we're going to give you some different ideas on what you can do to earn some CEUs in the 3 years on how to get that little list sent in and renewed for the next recertification for yourself. So welcome. I'm Jamie. I'm a certified professional animal care provider, and I'm also a PAC board member. I'm a certified dog trainer and behavior counselor as well, and that's what I do pretty much full time. And then I am an owner of these 2 beautiful girls that I have here that you see in the picture, Molly and Maya, just entering senior, and Maya enters her double digits this summer. And then we have 2 cats and my husband as well. Yes, I do share my time with my husband as well. We also have Jess Zelmer on. I'll let her introduce herself and give you a little bit of background about her.
Hey everyone, I'm Jess Zelmer. I'm a board member with PAC, entering my 6th year with this fabulous organization. I'm super happy to have you guys on here and to really share some ideas about how to get CEUs in a few more non-traditional ways. I think we're all kind of tapped out on screen time these days. So this seminar should be a lot of fun, and I'm super thankful for Jamie putting this on for us today. The other thing I wanted to mention is I believe you can unmute yourselves as attendees. So I would encourage you to do that. This is, we have a small group here, so please feel free to ask questions, share ideas, and we'd be happy to have you. If you don't want to unmute or can't unmute because you have an unruly dog in your back seat like I do, you can also type questions in the chat box as well. But I'm going to pass it over to Jamie. She's going to present our content today. And yeah, great to have everyone. Thanks,
Awesome.
Jamie.
Thanks, Jess. So yeah, as Jess said, if you have any questions at any time, please do not hesitate to stop, unmute yourself, and ask the question right away. Sometimes we forget. You can make notes, or like Jess said, put it in the chat box as well. But we don't mind at all interrupting. And if you have a question, please ask it. We'd like to answer it as soon as possible so that nobody forgets. So without further ado, let's get started. So welcome, PAC professionals. In order to maintain your PAC certification, you need to continue your education. And through that, you get the continuing education credits. And if you're a provider, this would be 20 CEUs within your 3 years of certification. As a manager, it would be 30, so a little bit more in your 3 years. And as an owner, operator level, it would be 36 CEUs in 3 years. And you know, it seems like a lot to gain in 3 years, but it really isn't. And before you know it, that 3 years is up and you're due to recertify. And I find, you know, for myself, even having to log into things and keep track of things, it can feel overwhelming. So we definitely want to make that as easy as possible. We have some things that will show you how to do that. And if you haven't done it yet, I know a few people were just doing it for the first time this past year. So it was kind of a learning process for all of us. I just did mine last year, the year before. So it was a learning curve. We also have a new portal set in place as well, which we'll talk about later on. But it does seem like it's a bit overwhelming, but trust me, you know, like today it's worth 1 CEU. So you do a little bit, you know, don't cram it all in, you know, 1 month, spread it over the 3 years, and you'll get this quite easily. All right. So the recertification process. So the very first most important thing that you want to do is you want to read your recertification handbook before applying for the recertification. And I highly recommend that because it just gives you point by point exactly what you need to do, what you have to have prepared, and how to do the process. So once you go and do it, it's so much easier and it's less complicated for you. And you can get that information, that handbook, you can download it or you can print it off at the paccert.org website. And it's under the recertification tab that you'll see at the top. So that's the first and foremost thing that you want to do is read that handbook from first page to last page. That's going to be really important, just like you read the handbook to prepare for your exam to start off with. Very important information in there. Then once you've read that and you kind of understand the process a little bit better, you're going to complete the application for recertification. And again, when you go onto the PACCC.org website and you go under that recertification tab, you'll see everything kind of outlined. Everything's highlighted as well. So you literally just have to click on the application for recertification icon and it sends you straight to the application. You submit that and you will submit that along with your payment. You're going to also submit your CEU tracking and submission form along with your application. We do have an online portal in place. I'm not sure. I feel like it is up for everybody already. I haven't actually done it myself, which is kind of my first thing that I'm going to be doing soon, just so that I can keep track of my own stuff rather than putting on pen and paper like I've been doing. It'll be so much easier for you. I do believe it is available for everybody. But when you go to the CEU tracking and submission form, you just fill out everything, you send it out with your application. I don't know if Jess, you can comment on that at all, if you know that it's that portal that we've been working on is live for everybody. Well, she might be away and might not have heard. I'll confirm that as we move along here in the webinar. Provide the appropriate payment information with your application. So like I said, when you read the handbook and you go to apply, everything is literally laid out step by step. Amy, one of our PAC board members, she has created this beautiful pamphlet that you'll see on the website as well, step-by-step code for you. It's very simple, very easy. It seems overwhelming and it seems like a lot, but it really, really isn't. It's super easy. And we try to make that as easy as humanly possible. I'm not that technological myself. As you can see my struggles at the beginning of the webinar, trying to share the screen. I'm having a bit of issues with my mouse today too. So yeah, we want to make it very user friendly. So I always say if I can use it and do it, anybody can do it. So that's kind of the process there. And today we want to talk about ways to earn CEUs, and there's many different ways outside of watching a webinar, reading a book, and doing kind of your regular things. So yeah, that's what we're going to talk about today, is unique ways to earn CEUs. So you can earn up to 20% of your CEUs through these unique opportunities, which is fantastic. Some of the things do have to be through webinars and programs that are on the website. But these next ones here is, I'm getting a little bit of backlash. I don't know if somebody needs to mute. I'm hoping it's not me. Hopefully everybody can, I don't know if somebody can comment in the chat box that everything is good and that you can hear me okay. I'll continue to move along as if you can. So you can earn up to 20% of your CEUs through these unique opportunities. Item rating is one of the things that we're going to talk about today. And item rating is basically creating questions for the exam. So if you actually go to the website and look at and download your handbook that you did for your test, you would have noticed a practice question at the very end of it. I think there was like 1 or 3 of them. That's kind of exactly what that looks like. If you've taken the practice exam, those questions are kind of those things that we would be creating. So you would write a question, you would have 4 answers, and you would submit those for possible CEUs. So if you write 5 approved questions for ongoing PACCC exams, you can earn 3 CEUs. So a maximum of 6 CEUs can be earned by item rating questions in any recertification period. So from your first day of recertification or being certified to the next time that you expire and need to recertify again. So your 3-year period, you can earn 6 CEUs by writing item rating questions. You'll submit the questions and they will be approved by our exam committee. And your submissions must be received at least 60 days prior to recertification expiration date to earn the CEUs. So what that means basically is that you can write 5 approved questions. So if you go, like I said, to the website and look at the questions, the study group, I've written a bunch of practice questions on the study group. You can have a list of those. But if you are knowledgeable, as you are, you're experts in your field, you can probably come up with some really good questions that maybe weren't on the exam, that maybe you thought should have been on the exam, especially if you come from the shelter world or a rescue world or a grooming or training world that isn't so heavily focused on daycare and boarding. And that's kind of what we want to dive into is we want to spread out and we want to make sure that the exam covers the entire animal care industry. So by having you write some questions, things that maybe you thought should be on the exam, this could be huge. This could be a massive change in the type of questions we ask. And then again, along the way, you earn some CEUs. So we highly recommend that you take the time to be able to do that. So with item rating, you're probably asking, well, how do I do that? It must be in line with our PACCC Code of Ethics, so and our humane handling statement. So if you don't know, you should know. But if you need a refresher, please go back to the website and read those statements and the Code of Ethics, because the questions do have to line in with those abilities. They must be in a multiple choice format. So basically you create a question and it has 4 possible answers. One of those answers will be a correct answer and 3 of them will be incorrect answers. All the terminology must be readily recognized globally, including the use of all acronyms. So just ensuring that everyone around the world, if they're taking this exam, they understand the question and they understand the answers as well. All questions must list the published reference material. So name of publication, the author, what book you read it from, where you got it from, what website, and the page number as well. So the link, anything that can be used to reference and go back to it and find the information. And usually when we do this, we'll have 2. So when we write a question, we'll have 2 references, one from this expert and another one from this expert or material. Just then we have, it just adds to the idea that it could be more global as well. It's not just one person's personal opinion. The content must be relevant as well. We really don't want to talk about things or ways that we used to do handling with animals, from the 50s. We want it to be from today. We want it to be relevant and the content that we're talking about today. It also must be worth knowing in the industry. So as opposed to trivial. So this is kind of, that those questions that are, again, a personal preference. Is it something that could be controversial? Is it something that could be different in other parts of the world? So these are questions that we want to make sure are global, they're recognized everywhere, and they're understood everywhere as well. And even more so if we were to translate it into another language, that it also makes sense for the other language as well. So when we transfer that. You can also serve on a PAC committee. If you have any questions on the item writing, just because we did a little bit of a generalization of that, please let us know at any time. You can interrupt if you have any questions as well, or you can add that into the chat box.
Jamie, really
Yes.
quickly, apologies, I dropped off for a minute because my internet connection wasn't good, but I've got a better one now. And I don't know if you got this answered or not, but the online CEU portal is up for everyone. So if anybody needs assistance on how to track your CEUs online, just feel free to contact PAC, and we can send out instructions again if you can't come across them. So that is available.
Oh, perfect. Thank you so much, Jess, for confirming that. I was pretty certain it was, but I had a quick look on it earlier today and I couldn't find my way through there, which, I need to because I need to submit mine. So thank you for confirming that.
Yep, that's up and running.
Awesome. So yeah, talking about serving on a PAC committee, we are a growing board, we're a growing council, and we would appreciate any and all help from anybody. Absolutely. So the committee participation for a minimum of 1 year period, and you would earn 5 CEUs. So we have a marketing committee, we have the CEU committee, that is one of the ones that I'm on, and the marketing committee is, wow, they are extremely incredible group of people. It just, every time I sit, we have a marketing meeting tomorrow, and every time I sit on the call, I'm just elated because the ideas and everything that comes from the board members and from our pet parent on the council, it's just amazing. So to have some more PAC committee participation from our professionals would just be profound. So highly encourage you to jump on board and take the leap. I don't think you'd regret it. I think you'd have a lot of fun, and I would love to see other people on there, different views of ideas, and the more heads we have, the more ideas that come about, and we're growing, and this is an incredible time to be a part of that. So please join a PAC committee if you're interested in that.
And Jamie, one thing I was going to add about the marketing committee, not only is it a great way to help spread our mission, and you all are a part of the mission because you're PAC professionals. So we want to shout to the world how important it is to seek out pet care professionals that are highly trained. But the other thing too is you get so many unique ideas that you can apply for your own business and your own community. So because we do have all these heads together of great leaders in the industry on the PAC marketing board, a lot of ideas are shared. So not only are you benefiting PAC by volunteering your time there, I know that you'll take away so much from it too to apply to your own business. So I just wanted to add that as well.
Oh, that's such a great ad. Absolutely. I've definitely added some ideas to my own business as well. So yes, for sure. So like I was saying, we have the marketing CEU, the marketing committee, and the CEU committee. We have the study groups. If you want to volunteer on the study group, even, I even encourage you to be a little bit more, what's the word I'm looking for? Just aware and make comments, post things, ask questions in the study group, just be a little bit more into the group. And I know that we haven't really been a whole lot of active up until, kind of the exams and that sort of thing. We have Patrick, who's taking over the study group this year, which is so thankful. We're so thankful for him to be able to do that. I know he's a very busy man, so I don't think we've shared a whole lot yet, but we've got an exam coming up in March, and February is the registration deadline. So we will definitely be a little bit more active in the group coming on. But if you guys could be more active on the study group, that would be a huge help, right? So you can earn a CEU for that. Absolutely. And I think that would be, it would be great benefit for you just to be active, but also it's a great thing for those that are just prepping for their exam, just studying, to really see how much of a community the PAC community really is. So I highly encourage you to do that. And then not only that, it earns you some CEUs. I love the study group. I love being on the board, but I have to tell you, I miss the study group. I miss all the activity that I did. I dream about the study group at nighttime. What thing could I, post the next day? And I love that kind of stuff. So I'd love to be a little bit more active with you guys on that as well. I just can no longer teach you because I'm on the PAC board, but I can certainly hang out and talk with you guys on the study group. So please be more active on that. Booth time at the trade shows. I know for us Canadians, we haven't really had a whole lot going on and active in Canada, but I know that our plans are to start doing some things in Canada and abroad as well. We're an international organization, so we absolutely are going. I mean, COVID has kind of stalled a lot of the things, but if you are in an area where we have a trade show coming up, please come and help us at the booth. It's always so much fun to interact with everybody, to see everybody in real time person. And as this COVID kind of is eliminated, hopefully soon, that we can start being in groups. And I know in the US it's not a big deal, but in Canada we have so many restrictions still, so we're very limited on what we can do. But as that opens up, a lot of things are going to open up as well. So spend some time at a booth. I've learned so much. When I went to the IBPSA conference in Florida last year, I learned so much. I've been in a lot of booths for a lot of different things, training, veterinarian, children. I've been at a lot of booths for a lot of different things, but I've never been one for PAC, and I learned so much. So that's a great way to learn more and to do more and to participate, and then a great way to build our community as well, and your own community. Take a practice test. This is one of the things that we do to prepare for our exam, our upcoming exam. But what you can do actually is complete the practice exam for your appropriate level of certification. So I'm a provider. So if I took a manager or a operator exam, I will earn not the exam, the practice exam. I will earn 2 CEUs for doing that practice exam. So you absolutely can go in and do one of the practice exams, and you would earn 2 CEUs. So that's a very easy way. It's another great way to help you kind of with the idea of item rating as well. Really explore the idea of the questions. What questions would you like to see on the practice exam or on the certification exam? This is a great way to help you kind of see what questions, how we do them, what the process is, and all of that. So I think this is a great way. And then as well, it might prep you to consider you to take another level of certification. You can hold all 3 certifications if you choose to. You could just hold one if you want. But as if you start out as just a provider and you're just working as an assistant, or, just an assistant at the vet office or training or at a boarding facility, daycare, and you become a manager, you could start and take your manager certification. You can then, maybe you want to open up your own business. This would be a great time to, do the practice test for the operator exam, practice exam. So this is a great way. It's just many people don't think of that. A lot of people don't know that this is available. So this is another great option for you to earn some CEUs that is just not looking in a book. It also can help you if you don't like exams like myself. I get really nervous when I take an exam. It can sometimes take that pressure off taking that exam as well. So I like that idea. Other volunteer. So, outside of PAC, if you have a local shelter or rescue group, I know firsthand that they would love and appreciate any and all outside help as much as possible. Walking a dog, going in and feeding and clean up the cat rooms, doing some behavioral work with them if you're in that line of work, grooming, offering your expertise, offering your abilities that you do in your own job and taking them out into your community. There's just nothing better. And one, I highly encourage it. I assume most of you all do it, but a lot of times we either feel overwhelmed with reaching out to outside our business our business scope. So this will be a great way to just get your name out there, your business out there, and then help your community as well. Yesterday, as many of you know, was Betty White's 100th birthday, and our little rescue or SPCA out in Ormucto, they've received more than $14,000 $1,400,000, that's in 24 hours. That to me is just phenomenal. In Winnipeg, we have rescues that gained nearly $1,000, and just again for them, for their little organization, that's many mouths that we fed. That's just many things that we've done. So go out and help those shelter and rescue groups. They will appreciate it insanely. You get 1 CEU per 8 hours of volunteer work. That's amazing. That's incredible. And it's so easy. 8 hours. I mean, you could do that in a month. You could do that in 2 months, once a week or once a month, like whatever you could commit to would be very, say you had a staff of 20 people. If everybody in your staff went and volunteered for that, that's incredible. You'd submit this to the CEU committee for review and approval of CEUs based on the work description and the length of time. To request CEUs for volunteer activity, please submit via the online form verification form, which you'll find on the paccert.org website. But volunteer, and maybe you do already and you never even thought that this is something that you could add for CEUs. Yes, please. We want to hear and see what you do. And don't be shy about it. Tell everybody what you do.
And Jamie, I would encourage people, if they want to use volunteer hours to go towards CEUs, to contact PAC in advance with that form rather than after you do it, because we want to make sure that it qualifies. So
Yeah.
be sure to submit that request prior to the volunteer time that you want to enter.
Absolutely. Good point. Just to ensure that it meets all the requirements and everything. Absolutely. And if you already do something, please submit a form just to see that if it can be approved or not. So, yep. Authorship. I know we have a lot of experts as certified PAC professionals. So reviewed and approved by the PAC CEU committee, authorship of an article in a recognized pet care industry publication. That'll earn you 2 CEUs. Have you written something for the industry? Do you have something that has been recognized by the industry? Have you written an educational book, less than 300 pages? Will earn you 20 CEUs. Have you done an educational book more than 300 pages? Will earn you 40 CEUs. And just a note too, at the beginning, we did say that you can only earn 20% of your CEUs this way. The other remaining have to be through the organized, webinars and that sort of thing. And the programs that are listed on the CEU site. But this is a great way if you've already done something. Like I said, we have a lot of experts already in the certified community. So if you have something already, please submit and have your CEUs applied to that. that'd be incredible. And again, this is something that maybe you submit it to, for others to learn. And why not? The whole point of this is to share and learn and grow together as a PAC community, and to educate our community members as well.
And Jamie, one thing I wanted to add, don't be intimidated to write articles and submit them to the publications like IBPSA's publication and others. It's something that you'd be surprised that many of them are looking for content during slower times of the year. I actually wrote an article once for one of the publications, and she's contacted me a few times since then, when things are slow, to see if I had anything else to submit. And my article is just about an experience in my pet care center. I wouldn't say that it was embedded in a ton of research. It was just my own experience when my pet care center experienced a bad outbreak of canine cough. And I just kind of outlined what we did and how we handled it and how I kept my sanity and that sort of thing. And to be honest, I was pretty shocked when they contacted me and said that they wanted to publish it. So it's kind of one of those things. If I can do it, you can do it. And it's really, really fun to share your experiences and to get your PAC CEUs, but also kind of grow your name in the pet care industry and your reputation in the pet care industry at the exact same time.
Oh, I love that.
I haven't written a 300-page book on it, on anything, so that'll be for another day. But yeah, articles are great and not too time consuming to put together.
Yes, and I love that too. And I was going to add, there's always lots of things on certain subjects. So like separation anxiety, or, the right way to do daycare, this and that. There's always so much information, but your way or your idea might be slightly different. So like Jess said, don't be intimidated that, there's already so much information out there, but it's not your information. It's not, and again, like Jess said, it's not her version of what it was. It may not be, expert advice from a book per se, but it's your own experience. And for articles and stuff like that, even a book, your own experience, to me, that is just supersedes a lot, because it allows other professionals to, oh man, yeah, I just went through that as well, and I never thought of that, or, oh, that's a great idea. And it just opens up a whole new development for people. And so, yeah, please don't be intimidated, because your way is probably a really cool way and you just don't know it. So absolutely do that.
Jamie, one more thing to add that Stephanie put in the chat box. If you want to submit an article to IBPSA, you can submit it to media@ibpsa.com. And she says it has to be 1,000 words or less. And it has to be unique, not published in any of the other publications in the pet care industry. So yeah, go ahead and put some thoughts together, and that's where you would submit that. And yeah, it's really exciting to be published, and it's a great thing to share with your client base as well. So thanks for adding that, Stephanie. Appreciate it.
Oh yes, thanks, Stephanie, and hello. Hopefully it's a little bit warmer where you guys are. I know they just had a snowstorm as well. So yeah, I think that's incredible. And thank you for that add-on. What if I like a screen? So free CEUs on our YouTube channel. So you just go to the PAC YouTube channel, and you can see all of our YouTube videos up there. So you'll get some CEUs for that. Your PACCert.org. So I've been mentioning that since the beginning of our presentation today. There's a full list of approved courses, so many, and from all topics. And we definitely want to grow the content that's on there. So if you have any ideas, that is also something that you can send in as well, some ideas to add to that list of courses. We want you to have access to as much as possible. And the paccert.org, that's a great way to get some of them are free CEUs, and some of them are, courses that you have to pay for as well. But there's a huge list there. It would take you quite some time to get through all of it in order to help you with the recertification. You could probably do that several times and go through the content and recertify. And does anybody?
Yeah, I think someone was asking about a little bit more about the free CEUs on the YouTube channel. I don't know exactly how many are there, but I would guess that we have between 8 and 10 hours of free CEU content on there, and some really fabulous courses on there too. There's 2 on there by the Dog Gurus. There's one on there by Nee Kang, who's a very well-known trainer on separation anxiety. That was just fascinating. Jamie, if you haven't seen it, so you've got to make sure you check that out. And then Sonia Wilder, Disasters, she did a wonderful webinar for us on how to manage any kind of disaster that can occur in your pet care center. Of course, this was pre-COVID, so we probably need to update that webinar because we never anticipated that kind of disaster. And then other webinars just by PAC board members and you know, the friends of PAC and things like that. So a lot of really great topics there.
Yeah, there's one on, I think the decompression one is up on there that I did not last December, but the December before. That's up there as well. So yeah, there's some great resources up there. So if you haven't looked at it, that's the go-to place, is the paccert.org for your resource list and your approved courses, and the YouTube channel as well. So, and you know, like I said before, we are growing and we need you. Is there a course or a program that you would like to see PACCCEU approved? If so, please let us know. Have you created something? Do you have content? Do you have ideas? Like, what do you have as a PAC community? We want to hear from you. We want to hear what your knowledge is, what you like, what interests you, because what interests you and what you're knowledgeable in is what somebody else might want to be interested in or learn about as well. So we all know you're experts in your field. We all know that you're, you know, the leaders in your community, and we would love to help you shine that and expand that knowledge amongst the PAC community as well. So if you have anything or questions or any concerns or any ideas, please let us know. We value all of those. So that it wraps up our presentation. I know it's kind of a lot, and it's a bit different of a presentation than we've done before, but what we really wanted to achieve in this webinar and this presentation is just to give you different ideas on what you could do to earn CEUs. So does anybody have any questions?
Jamie, I do have a couple questions that came in via the chat box. I do want to apologize to the attendees. This is a new format. We're using a new format in Zoom, the webinar format. So we can collect registrations and kind of know how many people to anticipate. But what I didn't realize is it doesn't appear that attendees can unmute themselves. So I do apologize for that. We always like having input from our attendees. So we'll get that figured out for the next best practices session. But we do have questions coming in here. Let me just get back to the chat box. One question is, just reading this now, if a class is not PAC approved already, how do we go about getting that approved? So if you're attending a class and it's not PAC approved, you're more than welcome to submit that to us. You can get the form at paccert.org under the CEU section, and you can have that considered for PAC CEUs. The other thing I would highly encourage you is go to that presenter, go to that speaker, and ask them to submit their content. We are always looking for new content to put up on our CEUs, and we seek that out from presenters and expertise, but them hearing that from you is very impactful. So if there is a program that's not PAC approved and you want it, you can submit it yourself, and you can also encourage that presenter to submit it as well, which would be even better because then everyone can have access to that particular CEU. Another question, Jamie, that came in is if they want more information on the online submission process, feel free just to email the main line at PAC, and we can get you in touch with somebody that can walk you through that.
Yeah, we can do like a Zoom. We can book in a Zoom where we can kind of walk you through it via the Zoom. Wonderful thing about technology is that we could definitely show you how to do that. Absolutely.
Yep. And then the CEU code for today, because I know some people might have to hop off. So I just wanted to share the CEU code. The CEU code for today is C as in cat, C as in cat, 210281. So let me say it one more time. C as in cat, C as in cat, 210281 is a CEU code for today. And let me look at the chat box really quick. Okay, Stephanie also added that if you want more information on the CEU portal, that's actually coming soon during our PAC snacks. So the newsletter that comes out from PAC quarterly, that's going to have the big announcement on it about the online portal. So be looking for that in your inbox. I believe that's coming out probably in the next couple of days. So thanks for that information, Stephanie. And that's really exciting because you don't have to worry about losing papers, losing a certificate. You can just upload it all there and have it all in one place. Jamie, that's it for the questions. Go ahead.
Okay. I was going to say, I can't see the questions because I'm in share mode. And so I can't see where my mouse goes. But I was going to say, in regards to the PAC snacks, I mean, if you have a story or you have something cool that your business is doing or that you're doing in your community, we want to hear those stories as well. And I mean, that would be a great thing to add into our PAC snacks. What are our professionals doing in their communities? So please keep that in mind as well.
Yeah, sounds good. I think that's it. I don't see any more questions coming in.
Awesome.
So don't forget to submit this for your CEU. Put that on your tracking sheet, and soon you'll be able to post it online. We really appreciate your participation in these best practices session. We will make sure that you can actually share with your voices and hopefully your faces next time too, as we get used to this newer platform that we have here through Zoom. But yeah, keep an eye out for PAC Snacks. We've got lots of great announcements in there for you. Jamie, any final words?
I just want to say thank you to everybody that's joined and everybody that will watch this later. For those that were busy, just thank you very much. It was a lot of fun. So hopefully you learned some new ideas on how to gain some CEUs. And like I said, the process it's pretty easy, but it does seem very overwhelming at the beginning. If ever you have any questions or need help, please reach out to one of our PAC board members.
Yeah, and I would just add too, if you have some idea on unique ways to earn CEUs, feel free to reach out to the board. You know, we're an evolving organization. We're not stagnant. So if you have thoughts on other ways that can help build community, build education and learning, please feel free to submit those ideas. We'll talk about it at a board meeting and see if that's something that we want to add. So speak up. You are what makes up this organization. So we love hearing from you. And with that, Jamie, I think we will go ahead and end the recording. And thank you everyone for your attendance.
Thank you, everyone. Have a great day. Bye.